Hello, friends. I am so very, very sorry I am so very, very late. But I was cooking until about 7:10, and then I needed to eat said dinner. Um, in other news, related news in fact, I had some very wonderful homemade chicken parmesan tonight, which I started a little after 4. So, a lot of effort, but very, very worth it. How is everyone else doing? How are people's nights going? Alright. Looks like tonight's going to be a kind of chill night. Oh, whoops. We are not playing XCOM tonight. We are playing the Battle for Wesnoth. I should switch that over. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Sceptre of Fire Wesnoth. Hello. Welcome back, 40. Update that. Thing. I am so very much unprepared. Let's see here. 40, you figured out how to host. Very nice. Yes, it's wonderful. It's a great way to just kind of spread the love and positivity around. Keep your building community and sending them off. Keep your community building and send them off to folks that you admire and appreciate. I actually really like it. And you figured out how to do it from your phone even. Wow, that's really cool. I have not done from the phone device thing. I have done from the computer device thing, because that's what I use to do the stream thing. And I use my phone thing to be my camera, so I can't use it for anything else. In fact, I should make sure that it is set up properly so that we don't have any interruptions. Okay. Okay. Good to have you with me, Vorty. No! Stop. Google. Okay. Trusty companion in these trying times as we try to win. Hey, Floorman! Ever dependable. Welcome to chat. Welcome to the stream. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna play some more Wesnoth. We have the cat? Okay. I'm really confused because Floorman, I know you are like you have followed me, but you don't get the little icon in chat that says you're a follower, and I don't understand why. Makes me a little upset. We're gonna ignore that. Instead, we are gonna fire up Wesnoth and get into this. Oh, the no camera cat? Yeah, that's we fixed it. We fixed it, 40. Everything's okay. Let's get this fired up. Oh, that's a prime symbol. Oh, that makes sense. Yes. And of course, it is that because I have Amazon Prime, because I am a student, and it's very cheap. And it gives me a free sub a month, which I like to send off to some folks that I'm usually lure, if not that, Critical Role. Anywho's it's. You should have... Let's bump the game audio up a little bit because it's a little quiet. How are the levels here? Do you want the audio higher, lower? I think that's probably pretty good. And in the meantime, we are at a choice must be made. So let's get into that. The Sceptre. Let's try that again. Take 2. The Sceptre, initially dulled from decades of dust and debris, began to glow from the ruby's inner fire. Dwarvish runes on the golden handle lit up in pulsating blue. The heat and light were comforting in the pitch black. If you will recall, we managed to grab the Sceptre of Fire at the end of last stream. Or, more specifically, Lissar grabbed the Sceptre of Fire. An early encounter with the scepter in the hands of its new owners left several trolls as smoking husks. Sensing the awakening of a powerful magic, the dwellers of the deep quickly scattered and remained out of sight. Delphador led his young charges through lonely corridors and abandoned tunnels for 4 days. For the first time, Conrad saw signs of fatigue in the old wizard's normally inscrutable face. Finally, fresh air greeted the party. Lissar is the queen's daughter, who we partnered with while we were underground because all of the trolls were attacking us and it didn't make sense for us to fight. And she was being dumb, and we told her she was being dumb, and she was like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll team up while we're underground. This is Lissar. We have escaped. Yes, we have. Now I suppose you want to use the scepter against me, Lissar. No, I was thinking. I don't really want to kill you. I have what I came to get. So if you promise to never come south of the Great River, I will spare your life. But you thought she was evil? Well, what is morality, really? It's complicated. With all due respect, Princess, it is once again we who will spare you, scepter or no scepter. Such words in the presence of royalty? Do you want me to fry you, elf? Friends, peace. For we are out of the tunnels, we are hardly safe. We are somewhere in the arid and wild Northlands. That is all we know. Behold, to the north, orcs, and to the south, dark hordes. We must remain at peace with one another, or else all will perish. I suppose that helping each other for a while longer would be mutually beneficial. But what should we do? How should we defend ourselves? I can tell where we are. That is the river known as Longlear to men, called Arkanthoria in my people's ancient tongue. The home of my people lies to the east. Then perhaps we should head east along the river and seek refuge and rest there for a time. We should indeed seek refuge there, my lord, but not by going east along the river. Its name means the River of Bones. Great and evil creatures lurk along its banks. Its waters are not fit to drink. And it overruns the cliffs of Thoria. It has been many centuries since any elf or man has passed over the cliffs and survived. No, Prince, we must choose another way. Block the Bleak. Welcome. The battle for Wesnoth is wonderful. Yes! Yes, it is. It's probably one of my oldest and most favorite games. I'm very glad to be streaming it and playing it for all of y'all to enjoy. We are currently in the middle of the Heir to the Throne campaign. We're doing sort of a pseudo Iron Man challenge where the only sort of save points we have are when a stream ends. So this is where we left off at the end of last stream. So if for whatever reason we end up failing, we come back to this starting point to keep going. And then wherever we end today is where we will get to pick up next time. You're currently in the middle of the Northern Weird Chaotic game? Yeah! Northern Rebirth, right? I like that Silverman method. Hey, that's a great name for this. I hadn't come up with a name for that. I like Silverman as a sort of... It's not Iron. We're not quite there yet. But we're doing the next best thing. Because it turns out this game is very, very difficult if you just, like, Iron Man it the whole way. We're going to keep going with the story. But which way, Callens? We may take the two paths which avoid the river, north through the ancient home of my people, and then east to where they live now. Or we can go south, passing through the swamps before turning east and then north. We would cross the river one more time if we choose that route, but I know a safe place for the crossing. And will you join us in seeking refuge with the North Elves, Lasar? If the elves will promise me refuge and safe passage, then I will go. That we will. Even though you are the daughter of the Queen, our enemy, we shall not harm you on this encounter, for you have helped us. So we must choose. To the north past the orcs, where lie the ancient snow plains of the elves, or to the south, beyond the armies of the walking dead, where the dreaded swamps await. It is hard and shiny and looks great. Yeah, Silverman. Hard, shiny, looks great. Not quite as structural as iron. Defeat either of the enemy leaders. We lose if any of these four wonderful folks die. I know from having played this before several times that the next several missions, if we go the undead swamp route, are really challenging. The Straw Man challenge? No. We are above Straw. We are much better than Straw. We're better than the Straw House. We're better than the Wood House. We're maybe not quite as good as the Brick House, but we're shinier. We're much shinier than the Brick House. The undead kind of fucked us over last time. Yeah, they have not been kind to us. So we're gonna go orcs. Going against the orcs allows us some better use of people who have piercing weapons, like our horsemen and our elvish rangers and things like that. The alloy man challenge? No, because I think an alloy would generally be stronger than iron on its own. That's why you make an alloy. So we've got 27 turns. We're basically going to take 2 or 3 turns to recruit, and then just push up north this way. Our dwarves will be able to get through the mountains, but everyone else will have to go the long way usually, especially our horsemen, because horsemen cannot go through mountains. We are going to try and level up more dwarves this fight, because I really like them, and healthy seems like a sick trait. Do we get to use the Griffin Riders? We sure do get to use the Griffin Riders. So let's recall some people that move slowly, but that we are going to want for sort of balancing our party. First, that's going to be our Great Mage, our Highwayman. I'm also getting loyal units first so that we get to keep our gold income as long as possible. The Paladin has a lot of movement, so we'll wait a turn on getting him. And then otherwise, it's going to be... We'll get these Thunder Guard recalled. Alright, we have a little bit less gold than I thought we did. We only had 200. It's 20 per... We can get 5 more, so we only get 1 turn of recruiting / recalling. Remember, we're going to be only recalling. So we do want to make sure we grab a healer somewhere. Let's go for the Shide. And that leaves us with 4 recruits next turn. It's going to be 3 recruits. Ooh. Can we... Oh, no, it'll be 4. Huh. Gotta be careful here. Let's actually get this druid. Because druids have an upkeep of 2 gold a turn, which we can counteract by having Conrad grab this house. So now we're at net 0 gold, so we're going to be assured 4 recruits next turn. So Conrad will move back up, and we'll go ahead and grab some more dwarves and griffin riders on the next turn. And that'll be all of the troops we have for this mission. Which is going to make it a little bit challenging, but we should be okay. We are going to want to move quickly so that we are not, at the same time as we are attacking the orcs, defending against the undead. Vordy, so I printed off a page of sheet music for one of my big books, and I got the notes written the way I like them, and I just remembered that it has another page I have to print. Yeah. It's a little rough. Okay, so the nice thing about dwarves is that once we get them across the bridge, they can kind of just cut straight through. So doing something like planning out, we know kind of where we're going to want to end up, so we can take the next couple of turns off and just move like that. So 6, 5 there. All right. Let's see what we can do here. So we're going to grab the steel clad. There was a healthy, resilient dwarf that I would like to get. It was the only one that didn't get a chance to level up in our last mission. Because this just seems really strong if we can get him all the way up to level 3. Now I want to balance getting people experience and also being able to complete this mission here. So we've got a fair number of people that can get experience. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of folks that are going to be our safety. They do damage. Like the sylph here. Sliff? I keep calling her a sylph. I don't know why. And this dwarvish lord, I think. Or maybe the Avenger? Let's go with the Avenger, actually. I want the extra ranged ability. Okay. That looks good. And we do have 27 turns, which is going to be plenty of time as long as we keep moving and being careful, but making progress. Alright, we'll finish moving up here. Move Conrad up. Conrad having leadership is actually really nice, and being level 3 and having leadership is really nice, because he'll be able to really help propel some of these younger units into the advanced stages. If possible, I'd also like to get Lassar leveled up. Quick spoiler alert, if you haven't played through this campaign before, Lassar stays with us for a while anyway, and so it's useful to keep her leveled up. It looks like Callens has had some significant movement advantages over everyone else, so we're going to make sure that he grabs some houses for us, so we can kind of erase some of this debt that we are accruing. And really, the first of these turns are going to be just moving. Being cognizant of the fact that the orcs are going straight through the mountains down south towards us. So we want to be aware of that. And let's check, because that's the fastest path. For anyone who's not mounted. And luckily, we didn't recall anyone who was mounted, so we're probably actually going to do the same thing that they're doing and just come up this way and ignore this whole sort of pass system. Or, no, I guess it's about comparable. So turn 6 is right there, if we go this way. Turn 6 is right there if we go that way. It's, okay, it's technically a little bit faster to go to the west first and then up the mountains. So let's do that. With everyone except for the dwarves, right? Because the dwarves can go straight through the mountains, and so they don't really have a best or worst path. Well, they do have a best path, it's through the mountains. Alright. Yeah, okay. Hang on, let's check that movement. Yep. Check your movement. What was it? Was it control? Yeah, control V. Control V, if you are new to this game, will show you all of your possible opponent's moves. So you can see where they could go and position accordingly. So like in this case, I want to avoid these 3 spots because I could be hit from that, and I want to have the attack happen on my terms. So I'm getting to the next best place. Vorta, you can't wait for June because the PlayStation has announced that this year June is their month of play month, which means that everything will go on sale. Oh, I love summer sales. Steam will have a summer sale coming up pretty soon here. And if I had more money, I would probably drop some on that. Get some games I've been looking out for a while now. But that'll just have to wait for the fall when I get have a chance to save up a little bit more. Alright, so this is perfect. It is now dawn, which means that the chaotic units have lost their bonus, and now we get to kind of just go ham on them. So let's see what we can do with the Thunderers against this wolf. We'll try and weaken him up with the Ranger here. Wow, okay. That was lucky. I like that a lot. And again, we are trying to keep the experience going to units that can use it. So doing something like this, where the Druid gets that experience, is going to be really nice. This is a good first encounter here. Let's just check again their possible movement paths here. Right there, I think is good. Yeah. Chocobone! Don't like those. So it looks like no matter what we do here, we're going to be fighting on 2 sides. Which is going to be a little bit annoying. Ooh, that was not great for our ranger friend. Okay, green is slowed down to collect some houses, which is... I like that. Now we have to be careful with our ranger a little bit. Let's bring our ranger back down and get the healer next to him. And let's see if we can't... Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Miss. That had to happen at some point. Not super surprised there. Then we want to try and use melee attackers against the crossbowmen. Lasar, look at that Sceptre of Fire, 14-4. It is as powerful as Delphador's magic, but on a level 2 unit instead of a level 5 unit. We're going to go ahead and use the 11x4 instead. We need to hit twice, 82% chance. Barely different, and we're going to get hit. We're going to take a lot less damage this way. And in this sort of a long, drawn-out encounter, that's more important. Although this isn't going to be that long. We've already almost decimated Blue's forces. Speaking of Delphador... Alright, let's check our movements again. Yeah, so this is where it gets dicey. Because these guys are going to come up, and they have submerged, so they are invisible while they are in deep water, so I won't know exactly where they are. And it's morning, so we do have a couple of more, we got 2 more turns before we really need to step off against the undead here. But I think we're in good shape. Which is, of course, famous last words, and how you get important units to die. Interesting, he didn't even go in the water. Okay. That makes it easier to plan. And we give Lasar another kill. Which is nice. So essentially, he can only make it to the edge of the riverbank, it looks like. We're gonna... press our advantage here, because that other orc can't get down there. Or can't get up there, rather. Alright, they need a little bit further. But as we keep moving, that should be okay. We're in a little bit of a rough spot with this pot of 3. I think they're going to join the dwarves here. We're again gonna make sure to give the experience to him. We've leveled him up, healthy and resilient. Love that. Now, I want to just check something. Healthy. Okay, so it says nothing about what happens when they get poisoned. My guess is he'll get poisoned, he'll take 6 points of damage, and then get healed for 2, so it's a net loss. Take 8 points of damage, healed for 2, net loss of 6. I think this squad's going to move up to stay away from getting cut off from everyone. Yeah, we'll do that. There's the poison I was talking about. We also, moving up north with that pot of 3, gives us the ability to use our healer to cure units that get poisoned, which will also be very helpful. Wow! We are rolling so well on our damage rolls here. At least for a while. That was a mistake. I was hoping to get the heal. I should have checked my healer's movement before I did all that. Also, never say you're getting lucky, because that's how you get unlucky. Actually, it's not that much better. The elf, on the other hand, is better in the forest, so we will put him down there. All right. And there are the ghosts, or what are you, a shadow? Wraith. All right, happy to get lucky. The druid can only move one turn at a time. Or one space at a time. That's really bad. Luckily, so the chocobone. Interesting. That's not fair. The chocobone can go into the mountains. Horsemen cannot go into the mountains. The chocobone is just an undead horse. Okay, the important thing is that we're keeping him safe. The skeletons will take a lot of time crossing into the mountains. I'm gonna move the sylph out to get healed for a second. Just because it's not a good idea to attack him at night with someone who doesn't have great melee attacks and not a lot of hit points. Otherwise, we're just gonna kind of hope to avoid the chocobones and the wraiths as much as possible, because they can move into the mountains in ways that the other undead units cannot. But honestly, we might just come back and try and do something like that. Yeah. So, okay, so these guys, it takes, just like our druid, they can only move one mountain space per turn. So we're actually pretty safe hanging out where we are. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, I didn't even check. No! Oh, I could have avoided that if I had seen that that was a possibility. That's unfortunate. We do get to keep what I'm considering to be the most important dwarf fighter type alive, which is this healthy, resilient dwarf. The only person in this pod that needs experience is Lasar, but she's already moved up. So we'll just do this. Alright, whatever. Y'all can figure that out on your own. You stay there. Because we want to get more folks in position. The leader comes out to attack Delphador, then, I mean, that's it. The game's... we're going to win. So, no skin off my back if that happens. Looks like we've been given some free experience over there. And then we just need to make sure we stay at least a turn ahead of the undead, who can only move one square at a time into the mountains. Is this morning? It is morning. So next turn we'll go for it. I'm going to tempt fate a little bit here. Ah, he recruited an assassin. Alright. So we want to be careful of that. But we should start this off. So that we can end this next turn with Lasara and give her the experience she needs to level up. And otherwise, we're just trying to stay out of the fight down below. Ha! Did you see that? The assassin didn't even want to use their attack that poisons, because they would die because it's freaking Delphador. Alright, let's finish this off. Hey! We win! We win! We win! 92 extra gold on top of the starting minimum next round, which is great. Lusara is now max level. She has leadership and initiative. She's loyal to us, obviously. And her Sceptre of Fire is now a 16 by 4. Wow. And her blade is a 13-4. She's really strong. Really strong. Delphador the totally wicked. Yep, exactly. These fields of snow were once the home of my people. We left here centuries ago. Legends say a great sword of fire was left behind. This sword may prove useful on the journey ahead. I wonder where it could be hidden. Who would discard such a wondrous artifact? I believe it belonged to La Aleon, a mighty marshal of the wood. It was enchanted as a boon to him by your elvish friends in the south. He was visiting their home as an envoy from us, North Elves, and was called upon to vanquish some beast or other. Some boon, all for a beast. It must have been an infestation. Regardless, after returning to his own people, the sword was nothing but an invitation to disaster. His fellow marshals, well, one could say they were slow to come to La Leon's aid as he held this very plain against the Orcish incursion. They resented his arrogance as the bearer of the sword, and indignation is a powerful force amongst my people at times. The sword has been lost in Orcish territory ever since. He was just someone who couldn't handle the power given to him. You would do well to learn the lesson he did not. Move along, elf, unless you enjoy making camp in this icy waste. I, for one, do not. Indeed. Listen, you whose eyes are fair but hide a vacuum, do you think I know not? Let me try that again. Listen, you whose eyes are fair but hide a vacuum, do you think I do not know what power can do to one's soul? What evils a person is capable of when truth and righteousness are but scrolls that can be rewritten when a queen grows tired of them? I spent my entire childhood listening to my mother give orders and command armies around. I hid in the throne room as a little girl as she met with her generals. I now know she was having people killed. Entire towns of people killed. I became my mother's most trusted aide-de-camp. I was sent to quiet the worst of the rebellion. Of course they fought back. I never knew who these people were or why they fought my mother. Conrad, you are lucky. You do not know what Wesnoth has been like these past many years. There is no peace. I have never known peace. I do know the cup of bitterness poured out on Wesnoth by your mother, child. The land has been torn apart. The elves know this. The orcs know this. Undead even can feel it. Large armies of men march across the plains, hunting each other. And when no men remain, outsiders will claim Wesnoth as their home. Enough. I can listen to no more of this. Lassar, you may want to end your mother's rule, but I will end her life as she ended the life of my father and my brothers. Ashavir's masterwork of treachery will end, and it will be by my blade. Alright. Defeat the enemy leader. Don't die. Don't take 37 turns. What do the numbers mean? 16 by 4. Alright, so let's talk about that. So, for instance, a battle princess generally has an attack that has 13 by 4. That means that when you hit the attack button, there will be 4 attacks, 4 swings, that each have the potential to do 13 damage. Of course, they each have a probability to hit based on what terrain your opponent is standing in, and then if they hit, they will do all 13 damage. So, generally, I tend to think of something that has... If you say you have a 70% chance to hit, and you have 4 attacks, 3 out of those 4 are going to hit. And then it just depends on how much damage they can do. So 13 is a lot. I used to have this old little kind of phrase for myself, which is 10-4 means it's time. 10-4 over and out. The unit's going to die if you hit them, if you're attacking them with a unit that has a 10 by 4 attack. Now that's not entirely true in the upper levels, but as a general rule, it's pretty good. Alright, we gotta kill him. Somewhere in here there's a sword hidden that we would like to have. The problem is snow is difficult terrain to walk through, so it's going to take us... Good night, Block the Bleak. It's max damage by the number of attacks. It's not... So max damage is a bad way to thinking about it, because they can only do that much damage. If it hits, it will do that much damage. If it misses, it will do 0 damage. There's no in-between. So you've got 4 chances that will each do 13 damage if they hit. So the maximum damage is 13 times 4, which is 52, I think. Does that help? Damage per hit by the number of hits. Yes, that's exactly right. You got it. Alright, so for this particular encounter, we're going to want to dig into the terrain modifiers and movement cost. Specifically looking at Frozen. Movement cost 2. 30%. Not great. Something like this Sylph, however, Frozen is fine. 40%. It's one of their worst, but it's still not bad. And it only costs 1 movement. We're not going to want the Great Mage. He's going to move too slow. Frozen costs 2 movement. So this scenario is rough just because of movement. It looks like a rather small map, and it is, but things are sort of further away than they're painted because everything costs 2 movement. Ah, Griffin Riders. This is the scenario for Griffin Riders. They are true flyers, so everything is 1 unless they have a ceiling on top of them or fungus for some reason. I think fungus is only found in a cave, so the assumption is that there's also ceiling on top of that. So then I don't think we have any Griffin Riders to recall. I think they all died, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like it. So we are going to recall flyers like the Sylph here. I have to check every time because I'm not sure because I flipped the L and the Y in my head, and so I never know how to pronounce it properly. Sylph. The Elvish Sylph. We're going to go ahead and grab... The Paladin makes up for the fact that it's 2 movement by having 8 movement. And so having a healer like that's going to be useful. The Shide is good. And I think that's all we've got for flyers. So now we're going to get some riders, which will help us initially grab a bunch of houses. Because a chunk of this game is resource management and economy. So we want to make sure that ours works. But we do have to actually kill our enemies. And they're not going to make that easy for us. So, one of the things we're going to want... I think our Silver Mage died in one of the previous battles. Otherwise, I was going to say we want a Silver Mage. So we're not going to be able to do that. I really want to be able to grab... like this Dwarvish fighter, but he's only got 4 movement, and Frozen costs 2, so he'd only be able to move 2 spaces a turn, which is just not useful. Let's take a look at what they're doing here. They're getting a bunch of crossbowmen, which will be good for our riders and good for our horse. Six movement means it's going to be 3. 8 means it's going to be 4. I think those are good. So we'll grab the Mage of Light as well. The Fugitive. I think 6 is the minimum that I'm going to need units to have to be able to recall them. So this Red Mage, for instance, which will level up into a Silver Mage because we lost our Silver Mage. What? Why can't we just be like Mr. Nice Guy King and not hurt anybody and just waltz up and have everybody love us? Well, because socio-political backstory. Also, nobody told me I was in the wrong camera orientation. Chat. Chat, you gotta tell me about that stuff if I miss it. Alright, we're looking for 6 or better. That's not a merfolk. 7. Very nice. Merfolk. Thunderer. Merfolk. Honestly, you didn't even notice. Yeah, okay. Well, fine. I guess I'll let you off the hook this time. Resilient and strong. Are those characteristics we want for an archer? I don't know about that. But Gwimli. Listen. Gwimli will have his return. I promise you that, chat. And Floormen in specific. I promise you Gwimli will return. This is not the scenario for him. No, chat. Chat. No merfolk. Merfolk are no bueno in frozen lands. It's not good. They will die. You don't want that. You don't want them to die. Alright. I'm going to do something a little bit silly. Am I? Or am I not? So I'm thinking about... we're going to find this sword, hopefully, somewhere in the snow. When we do, what unit would like a really great magical sword? I was thinking it's someone that doesn't have a good melee attack. So... Merfolk only run... No, well... Not this run. But that's really interesting. Maybe I'll do a challenge run at some point on an easier difficulty where we use only merfolk once we get them. That could be fun. Give the sword to Gwimli. No, Gwimli... Guys. Gwimli has a good melee attack. He doesn't need it. So, what I'm thinking, chat, is that we either give it to the Great Mage, right? 9x2 staff is pathetic. He's a level 4. He should have a good melee attack. On the other hand, he's got a damn fine fireball. Or we give it to the Red Mage, who we then level up into a Silver Mage, and we can suddenly teleport around the battlefield with someone who's got an amazing sword. I think I'm liking that plan a little bit better, honestly. Knight, Grand Knight. So then I want to round out some of the level up trees that we don't have represented here. Wait, when we get a Silver Mage, they can shank people through houses, right? Do that. Yes, that is exactly what I said, but with different words. So if we take a look at the unit description here and we look at Silver Mage, they have an ability called Teleport. They can teleport between 2 empty villages owned by its side using 1 move. They also... 48 hit points, 42, 54, okay. I'm reading this here. The many paths that a mage can take and study lead to strikingly different ends. Often viewed as sages or wandering mystics, silver magi act under an agenda which is obscure even to their own colleagues. Though helpful to the magisteriums, which often employ them in the field, they remain somewhat aloof. They have, in fact, their own order amongst the ranks of magi, an order which withholds certain secrets from their peers. One of these is an apparent ability to cross great distances faster than one could possibly travel on foot. Members of the Silver Order ardently refuse to discuss the workings of this with any of their fellow magi, and on those rare occasions where others have pried into their work, they have abandoned the endeavor never to speak of it again. Silver magi are often more physically adept than other magi, and their skills are of undeniable use on the battlefield if one can manage to induce the mage to apply them. Special note, silver magi are well attuned to their magical natures and are highly resistant to non-physical damage. This unit has magical attacks, which always have a high chance of hitting their opponent. This unit can use one move to teleport between two empty villages controlled by its side. So, cold, fire, really good resistances. Arcane, reasonable. No vulnerabilities. If we look at a Archmage, by contrast, they're not quite as resistant. They have no cold resistance. Their fire resistance is lower. Their arcane resistance is the same. So, that makes sense. Alright, so that's the plan there. Next up is what do we want to recruit or recall to try and gain some experience here? Like, we could try these guys, but they're just not going to move very fast, and I don't think that's going to be useful. I think we need someone who can move faster than that. We don't have any leveled up scouts anymore, so we could try and do that. We don't have any Elvish Marksmen, so we could do that instead. I also just really like Elvish Avengers, so I'd be down to try and recruit some more of those. What does chat want? What kind of units do you want me to see that are not merfolk, chat? No merfolk. You hear me? No merfolk. Floorman, I'm gonna ban you. We don't have access to orcs. Scouts, you like horses? Okay. I also just realized that we haven't been able to keep a thief alive long enough to level them up. So we're going to try that as well. So let's grab a scout and a thief this turn, and we'll do some more recruiting next turn. And that'll probably be it for our final, except undead. No, we don't have access to undead either. What if... Now, okay. Hear me out, Floorman. What if we create dead orcs? And then we just need to wait for a wandering necromancer to make them undead orcs, and then I've killed two birds with one stone. I think I'm a genius. That's what I think. And I will not be accepting criticism at this time. Finding somewhere with reasonable defenses to hole up for the initial assault is going to be rough. We're going to want to hold here, probably on the forest's edge, so that our opponents have to be in the snow on that first attack. I feel like you shouldn't wait for a necromancer to show up. Yeah, we won't wait. We'll just know in our heads that a necromancer will eventually show up and reanimate those orcs, and then we'll have undead orcs. Or we won't, but there will be undead orcs. It's fun. Alright, we got 30 gold. I'd like to recruit 2 units. Let's do the math. Thief is 13, which leaves us with 17. Let's grab another archer, I think. You smell hijinks and deception? Yeah, maybe. That's perfect, actually. Sorry about that, chat. All right. And we're back. Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop. Whoops. Wrong page. They're so far away. Oops. But we're also, like, just because I have one unit that can get into combat with them doesn't mean that I have anyone else that can back them up. So we're going to have to wait here, and I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient, chat. It's very hard, but I'm going to be patient. It's very hard for me to be patient. This particular map is going to be annoying because you just got to be patient. And I'm not good at that. On the other hand, we're not the only ones that can't move very fast. Wait, we have the Evil Queen's daughter, right? And the Evil Queen uses undead, so why don't we ask the princess if she can teach us necromancy? She might know. She might, but within the lore of the Battle for Wesnoth, necromancy, like, you have to have studied magic to then learn how to summon the undead. And Lasar is a young woman. She is not a mage. She's a damn good duelist, is what she is. So it's not her area of expertise, which is why whenever we fought her, she would have ogres and all sorts of swordsmen and loyalists is the faction name, but she would not have any undead. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for her to have undead. Howdy. It's going pretty well. Until about 5 minutes ago, my camera was in the upper right instead of where it is now, so we have fixed that. But we made it through one whole scenario with no deaths. Oh no, we had one dwarf die, but we weren't attached to him, so no skin off of our back. Lasar got the Sceptre of Fire at the end of last stream. So that is the decision tree that we went down, and we went north at the choice you have to make. So instead of fighting the undead in the swamps, we are fighting the orcs in the snow. And sort of lamenting movement speeds in snow. And the fact that I have to be patient, and I'm very bad at being patient. The Silver Mage died, but died during last stream. Yeah, snow sucks, and so does being patient. Yeah, so what I do like about this is that the orcs are also negatively affected by the snow in the exact same ways that we are, so it's an even battle. Whereas the undead in the swamp and in the sand are not quite as affected. We also have the chance there was some lore about there being a hidden sword somewhere. So I haven't found any sort of visual indicator of that being true, but somewhere in here there's a sword. And we have a red mage that we would like to give it to if we can find that sword. Aw, that's cute. You think you can catch me? Okay, I think a silver mage with a sword is a great idea. Is a good idea, but a griffin rider with a fire sword sounds dope as hell. It absolutely does. The problem is griffin riders already have a melee attack, and it's kind of all they have. So giving them another one doesn't help expand what they can do. Whereas a silver mage with a sword is now a double threat, triple threat if you think about movement as an avenue to threaten in. Could go to a sharpshooter if I had one. Exactly, but I don't have one. Although, I have this archer that I'm going to level up into a sharpshooter, so... If it lives, right? So that's always the problem. Alright, we're just going to be patient because it's nighttime. And also, we've moved as far as we can. With everyone who doesn't fly. But they're not gonna indulge me. So I might have to take the fight to them. Okay, let's move on out. They're being tactical. I don't like it. That scout is gone. No, it's not. Because what we're going to do is be careful. Well, maybe it is. The amount of care is pretty low. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna stay out of the attack range of these two units. And otherwise, get in there. Oop, one too close. There we go. Okay. It's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. I would like to get a Griffin Rider leveled up. Oh! Oh! No! You missed. You missed your 80%. You can't be missing your 80%. That's no bueno. You had 2 chances. Probably 4% chance? Let's see. Yes, 4% chance exactly. The kill them with cute animals plan is dependent on the amount of cute animals we have. Yes, and we just lost one. Alright. No, if you want to attack me, you gotta get in the snow. There we go. Sure. Bud! Whoa, no. You. You are super deadly. Because we just have to assume that it's going to hit both times and it's going to do 32 damage. It exposes me too much if I try and move up and attack him. And if you slow him down. Yeah, and I suppose it's much harder to get some units than I think it is. So doing something like this could work. Puts our elf in the forest, so that's an automatic 70% defense. And on a house, which is 60. I feel comfortable with that. And we need to push up with these guys. The other level 3 troll cannot get there. Yep, I checked that before I pushed the sylph into the forest. Yeah, that would be the one reason to not do that, right? Like, I could convince myself that it's still fine because we're on a 70% tile, and so it's no longer 32 damage. We'll have 40 damage. Why is this chaotic plus 0? That should say minus 25. Oh, fearless. Ah, that explains it. We want to be very careful of that troll. Who has gone further away from us. Nice. That is what I like to see. Nice job. Nice job there. Get that slick backstab. And then get the healer back down there. We get to get to a 40%er. And that's fine from the perspective of the level 3 can't get to him. And we can either finish him or try and funnel that experience somewhere next turn and do this instead. Let's do that. Because I do want to pay some attention to leveling up new units. There. Perfect. There's that. Man, people just don't like hitting 80%ers. Yeah, I know. Listen. That's my life, bud. Who needs to hit things, am I right? Yeah, no one needs to hit things. No one needs to hit things. That's why I thought I was prepared for going into XCOM and the bad beats. Alright, I'm liking that. Yeah. Alright, let's level up this Griffin Rider, shall we? No! Fucking... scream. Gonna scream. Should have gone for the wolf with the 80%. Listen, you're not wrong. You're right. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. Okay, let's do it this way. Miss our 80% there. Hit that one, thank God. And we got another Griffin Rider to try and take this. There. Hey, level 2, woohoo! So Vorty, because you are new to this game, Griffin Riders only have one level up. It's to Griffin Master, and that's it, and then they're done. So they're much like Scouts in that way. Yeah, that's it. 16x2 claw attack. And actually that's probably the best that this could possibly be because he is both resilient and strong. Yeah, Griffins are not great. They're really good on this particular map because of their movement speed. I can move them around the map a lot. But other than that, yeah, they're not... There's nothing special about them. In fact, in some ways, they're actively harmful. The reason I did that is because it lets me get the Sylph around back of this Troll Warrior. And we're not going to be able to kill him this turn, I don't think. We'll save her attack for later. So if we can get more folks through and get more attacks on that, then we will use her full attack. Otherwise, we'll slow him down so he can do less damage next turn. You have leadership, right? Yes, you do. Okay. How do we want to do this? I think we step you over here, you there, and you're going to start off that one. Very nice. I wish we could get backstab. And leadership to proc at the same time, because that would be really nice. But boy howdy, can they fly? And they count for my cute animal plan, which is the thing I care the most about for the campaign at the moment. But also, if they made the Griffins OP, it would be major feels bad if you didn't get them the one chance you have to get them. Yeah, that's exactly right. They're sort of a icing on top of the cake sort of deal. Wow, we do not like hitting today, so we're going to slow. And I think that's all we can do right now. Yeah. Slow again. Get a real attack off. Down to 16. It's a 14x3 backstab. It's not... It's so close to being good enough, but it's just not quite there. I'm happy if this kills him, and I'm happy if it's not. Because now, this is a lot better. There we go. The level 2 rogues are skirmishers, so they don't care about zone of control, which is really nice as we keep moving here. Just gonna stand right there and not do anything, and let the red mage kill the wolf next turn. Are you also a skirmisher? No, you're not. You can just fly forever. Alright, well, let's start that off then. By missing some more 80%ers. Hit that one. Get the backstab. Get really close to a level up. Be very, very cautious. I really like that the fugitives have concealment and so are invisible in houses. I really like that a lot. Alright, looking good. Yay, level up. Or not level up, but experience. Woohoo. Like that. Slow that. That's no good. That's no bueno. So maybe you get it instead. We're just getting level up after level up here. I like this. Now, though, we have to be careful. Got 2 more level 3s coming our way. I enjoy making things like monsters and spells for D&D, so maybe I'll try to make a homebrew cavalier class that I could let players use in our campaigns. That could be fun. Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Now is the time to be creative. No es bueno. No es bueno. Yeah. So they can gang up on somebody. If I were them, I would gang up on the scout. Because they can only get one person against the paladin. She's got 50%, right? 40%, because she flies. So her defense is stronger than it otherwise would be. He flies, so it's 50. She floats, he flies. He's in a mountain, so it's 60. He's got 30, so he's the best target. In my opinion, I think that's what they should do. They did not. Which works out well for me. Slow. Hit them with fire. And try to level someone up. We need leadership for that to work, and we can't get leadership. Oh, scouts have a level 3. I didn't remember that. I forgot about that. Well, in that case, let's kill him with the scout. started there. But otherwise, we're going to use the Griffin to try and take out the Wolf Rider. Keep you in place and just start moving folks up. I'm going to check one thing really quickly. On the Battle for Wesnoth wiki, because I don't want to miss out on the Flaming Sword. Alright, it looks like the Flaming Sword is to be found right here on this great tree. So that is now your only goal, is to get there. Alright, so looked at the wiki a little bit. That's good to know. And otherwise, I think we're gonna end this turn. I think we're in a good spot here. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. That did not go as planned. Don't necessarily want to kill him, but I want to do a really reasonable amount of damage, so I don't have to work too hard to finish him off. Start with the unit that's already there. And then the thorns, I think. And now we get to have our pick of who... Well, there's not a whole lot to pick from. So it'll be you that we try to give this to. Very nicely done. Oh, I wanted to give it to the Elvish Rider. Whoops. Oh well. Listen, bud. I know you think you're being sneaky, but you're not. You're being dead. You also are being dead. And now we wait. So the wiki mentioned that the blue has a reasonable gold supply, and so will continue to recruit if you want to milk this experience for... If you want to milk this scenario for experience. Which I don't know that I feel the need to do. I'm going to be honest. But I also don't necessarily want to not do that, if that makes sense also. Which I think it does. I think that makes sense. Right, chat? I'm not crazy. You would tell me if I'm crazy, right, chat? Oh, no. Oh, good. Nearby is a tree. I thought we accidentally got it. Which is not what I want to do. Not yet, anyway. Alright. That's where we're going to end that. Time to die is dead. Same old 1-2 punch. Slow. Magics. And someone to finish. And in this case, that's someone to finish. I'm going to try and give it to the Elvish Rider here. Need to hit twice. Nice! So we're going to probably get an Outrider out of this scenario. Which is pretty darn cool. I want to do a very small amount of damage to you. Just want to hurt you a little bit. That is a lot of it. I do not wish to hurt you a lot of it, except for with him. Alright, fine. Nice. Nice. There we go. That'll work. We're not going to finish this scenario until the red mage gets the sword. So that's 7 turns off. So we can just kind of stay put. I'm going to go ahead and kill this wolf on the off chance that the wolf and the Orcish Warlord come down to try and kill my Sylph. Because that would be not great. I need minimum 1 of his attacks to miss already. Oh, and he didn't even come for me. He came for the other numbskull. No, that's not what I want. I'm going to flip that around. I don't want to attack him back. Not particularly, because I don't want to kill him right now. Okay. This can't kill him, and it will encourage him to leave me alone for a little bit. Wow! We don't like hitting in this game. Okay. Yep, I saw that coming. Which is why I did what I did. Alright. Delphi, my man. I want you to really hurt him, but I don't want you to kill him. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get that Outrider. Elvish Outrider. Level 3. Resilient, strong, 6 hit points. 6 movement points, sorry. 65 hit points. A pretty reasonable blade, and a fine bow. No good resistances. No out of the ordinary movement. They get a bump to hit points rather significantly. They have 10 move, but that's the same movement as the scout, or as the rider. Very nice. Alright, now we just kind of have to wait. Oh, they decided to come this way. Okay. Let's make that unpleasant for them, shall we? How many hit points do you have? 60? And now we just kill him. Which gets us much closer to a level up with our rogue. This is looking good. Yeah, we're sort of milking this for experience while we wait. I looked at the wiki. The sword is on this tree. So we're waiting for our red mage to come up and take that. We have leveled up a scout into an outrider. A couple of rogues have leveled up. And most of our Griffin riders have either died or leveled up. So nature's run its course. As it goes, yep. Let's encourage him to leave us alone. Right now we're just sort of moving and waiting. Max damage here is going to be 45. She's got 57 hit points. If they combine, something bad could maybe happen. I'd expect her to get one shot off before she gets killed. or before the punk gets, before the punk, wow, Prook, the crossbowman, gets killed. So let's say that hits and does 10 damage. That's now 55. She's at 2. I think we're all right there. Yeah. Don't really see any reason to do much else besides that. And neither did they, except to recruit another troll warrior for our experience purposes. Getting real close there. Oof. 1632 total. Can't kill him, so we're gonna back it up and not press this turn. Kind of see where he wants to go. And we still have 17 turns. What? Chat, did I do math wrong? He had 34 hit points, and this is a 16x2 hammer. What just happened? Vulnerability. Oh, mother trucker. You're right. Vulnerabilities. They sure do have negative resists to blade, impact, and pierce. Just enough to kill him. Like, snow is still a 40%er for thieves, so I wasn't really expecting him to get hit twice anyway. Because the only way that happens is if you get hit twice. Now I have to come out and kill this one. In the same way. 47. Can do 40. Same deal. So 20% of 40 is 8. So he would be -1. Yep. Yeah, no, I got there to smartest. Sure did do my math there. But it's a 40 percentile, right? Or it is a tile that is 40%. What happens if I just do this? Yeah, that's good enough. He's got 65 hit points. Yeah, but he gets ganged up on 2 or more. Alright, here. Chance to hit twice is 36%. Oh, watch this Shide too. Shide's got more hit points. And better resistances. Although maybe in both cases I just do this anyway. Well, that doesn't quite work. All right, chat. You know what we do instead? We just push from the other side. We miss all of our shots. then we just surround. So you can't move anywhere bad, you can't move anywhere bad. And the folks that have the chance of dying are folks that I don't really care about. Oh, we're not going to wipe. We're not going to wipe. We're absolutely not going to wipe. Yes. Oh no. Let's take a look at the wiki again. Alright. Conrad, Callens, or Lassar, any elvish fighter or a paladin can take the sword. So rip on that. Yes, the sword is still there. Can the Avenger get it? That's a good question. I don't think so. The wiki says that it has to be Conrad, Callens, or Lassar, any unit from the Elvish fighter line, or to paladins, and that's it. It's got melee fire damage, 15-4. The paladin already has arcane. Like his sword already does arcane damage, and that would be the reason. Yeah, no, the wiki actually explicitly says you probably don't want to give this to the same person that's got the Sceptre of Fire. She's already got 13-4. If we're gonna give it to anybody that we are allowed to, honestly, I wish. Oh, you know what? Oh, we have no gold. I was gonna say, if we had gold, I would recall we have an Elvish champion that we could give it to. But we didn't recall them for this mission because they don't have good movement. And so trying to move them through all this snow would have been dumb. Probably goes to Conrad then. Conrad is the other one that doesn't have fire, arcane, etc., etc. Alright, Conrad, your lucky day. We have to wait 3 turns to end this. That's fine. Yeah, that wasn't the best attack sequence. Well, because I was gonna kill him. That's why I didn't slow him. But my attack sequence got all wackety wonkety. Yes, good call with the Outrider's bow. Oh, jeez, I shall fall for some boy. Whew! I tell ya what there. That made me sweat a little bit there. You no get to recruit no more. Oops. Undo that, move you there. Yeah, that looks good. I want to do like one more damage somehow, but I don't think I can do less than 5 damage to him. Leadership, aha! Good call. I don't know if that works and advances. Like, I can, but then we have to... It takes us even... let's do that. That's more important. And then we just take another turn to go grab the sword. So you move, you go there, you go here. Leadership makes that a 5. Perfect. Now we have an assassin. It has poisoned blades. And we're just going to slow him. That almost didn't work. Use Illuminate for the debuff. Not bad. He really doesn't have a lot of hit points. But he's slowed, right, so that actually does work. He's going to get hit a bunch here, is the problem. So we'll move like that. Yeah. Oh, not bad. Alright, Conrad. 3 turns. Which is good, because I kind of want the red mage to get the kill here anyway. Poison? Poison. Yes. This massive blade was created centuries ago by long-forgotten elvish forge masters who imbued the bluish steel with an inner magical fire. Tongues of flame dance on the surface, giving the metal a flawless, mirrored finish. As Conrad places his hand around the glittering leather hilt, the sword roars to life. Strangely, he feels no heat once he picks it up, yet the grass at his feet bursts into flame as he tests the heft of his mighty weapon. Alright, so that's pretty great there. It's a 15-4, but because lawful, it becomes 19. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And it's magical, which means that it's always got a 70% chance to hit. So that's also pretty ridiculous. I think it's time to end this, don't you? Apparently it's not. Apparently it is not time to end this. Alright, chat. We'll level her up later. She's going to a Silver Mage, which is the terminal level. So... Elvish Marksman. We could use one of those. We don't have one of those yet. Alright, that actually went pretty well. We lost a couple of units, but no one that we didn't recruit for the first time there. And we leveled up a bunch of new units, so our team has a lot more depth. And we'll be able to pick who we want next. A lot better. Boy, oh boy, do we just run it right on down. You remember back, so what mission is this? This is mission 20, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Chat, this is mission 20. Alright. 27? Is it out of 27? That's a good question. I don't remember. 24, with epilogue being scenario 25. So we're gonna finish this by Friday. Probably. There were a couple of holdups along the way, but it's gone really well. At last, friends, we have almost reached the Lintair Forest, the home of the North Elves. I was born not far east of here, more years ago than I care to remember. I remember this. I definitely remember this. After being in this wilderness for so long, it'll be good to get some rest. Ellen Safar. Yeah, Ellen Safar took forever. Desmartus, I think I see that you also remember. Yeah, this map sucks. But there's a great fog around us again. We don't know what dangers may lie ahead. Oh, but we do. Oh, but we do. So long as we move ahead with caution and prudence, I am sure that we will reach safety and hospitality of the elves. My lords, I have found you at last. Greetings, Telerander, Herald of Lintair. Why have you been searching for us? When my lord learned of your coming, he sent riders out looking for you. There's trouble afoot. Trouble? What kind of trouble? We have sighted a great host to the south, a host of men of Wesnoth, and we believe they are looking for you. There's not a moment to lose. You must make haste east to Lintair. Only there will you be safe. I only hope we can avoid them. We will have to bear northeast. That is not all, my lord. The foul orcs have heard of this coming of these men and are even now gathering a great host to oppose them in the north. It is now certain that there will be a great battle. This sounds very dangerous. Perhaps we should retreat to the west and hide until the battle is over. I think these wild lands are too dangerous for that. Anyhow, I expected you to be on the side of Wesnoth, Lissar. I am an honorable princess, not an impostor like you. I promised I would be on your side until we made it out of these lands, and I will keep my promise. Sir, madam, there is no time to lose. You must make it east to the home of my people. Only there will you be safe. Rider, do not fool with us. You yourself say men and orcs wage war on this plain that lies ahead. Do you propose we fly to the great woods of the east? We do have griffins. We could just fly. But no. No, we won't. My lord, you must rush across the field before the main host of each army makes it to the battle. It is the only way to avoid this great calamity. I feared you would... Callan's over here just being like, son of a fuck. I thought that was what was going to happen. I feared you would say that. Come then, Conrad, let's go. We will do what must be done. My lord has begun assembling a party of elves to come and escort you into the forest. Beware, for we are all in great danger. Conrad, the encampment must be torn down. Any delay in these armies will crush us. Any evidence of our passage through here, and they will chase us. This map just says, nah, bruh, you don't get 2 turns to recruit. You gotta run. So, we gonna run. And this is why we have scouts. Because we gotta know what's going on, and we gotta be able to keep them at bay. Oops, not Conrad just yet. We gotta recruit first. So this map... We've got an Outrider. We're gonna take the Outrider. We've got a Griffin Master. We're gonna take the Griffin Master. That should be enough, paired with the other 2 units that we have that have good movement, to sort of keep to be the ones that we dedicate for scouting. Otherwise, we need folks that have a lot of movement, because they are going to be a turn behind, but can also have other utility. So we take a look here. Fugitive, 8 movement, perfect. Hides and houses. Love it. The Shide. A healer. Only 6 movements. Not as good. So actually, we're going to be careful here and position the Shide closer to the front. And then the Fugitive. This is not a mission for trying to level folks up. This is not a mission for new recruits, although that could be an option where we just get a castle full of, like, horsemen and use them to screen our approach. I think I'm going to go with the Assassin here. You suggest the Avenger. Okay. For the ending to hold them off. Oh, as sort of a rear guard. Because it will come down to a fight right at the end. Yeah, you're right. You have to get to and hold the position until the end of turns. Oh, shit! Shit. I didn't read that. Must reach the Linter Forest to the east and hold that position until the turn is over. Just until the turn. So we have to survive 1 turn. That's not quite as bad. Also, we get buddies. The Avenger is certainly the most versatile option we have here. So I could certainly see wanting that. The high defense capabilities on, like, hills and in cities, I think, is going to be better suited for having an assassin. Otherwise, it's just a field. Poison might also be good. Skirmisher as an ability will be good. I think I'm going to try the assassin in this run. And then we just yeet. There are some hawks. We must let them fight the men of Wesnoth and avoid engaging with them at all costs. Yes, that is correct. What we're doing is I just want to keep an eye on them. Oh, they got level 3s. They got level 3 Slurbowmen. Oh, buddy, this is not good. Griffin Rider, Outrider. And otherwise, this core just fucking yeets it as a core. So, Conrad, do you think we can simply trot across the battlefield? Stop for a moment, Lasara. Look, you can barely see them in the distance there, but the advanced scouts have found each other. The Queen's troops are marching full speed for the Orcs' camp and vice versa. These armies are out for blood. But they will not neglect to notice our presence in their midst. We were walking into a slaughter. Hushed. Our soldiers will defend us as we rush across the field. I'm sorry to be blunt, but you and I are the only ones that need to make it across alive. Delphidor being like, hey, what about me, bud? And Delphidor, of course, and Callens, and... I understand, Conrad. I'm no stranger to the burden of command. Onward. Mission straight up telling us, your troops gonna die. Alright, we have not yet seen the armies of man, because they're further down in the south. Nah, bruh. You stay the fuck away. Right, so with Fog of War, when we reveal Fog, that's it. We can't undo a move. So I'm going to have to be more careful than I just was when considering movements. I'm also not stopping for houses unless it is literally the edge of their movement, because that's not the point here. Let's get that leadership bonus. Yeah, they're not coming for us. There's just so much we don't know about the armies of man that, like, my instinct, seeing all of these orcs, is to start to angle down south. But then we're just going to run into these guys as they start coming up and crossing. Like, the main battle is going to be engaged right here. Okay, then we stop here. It's worth noting for chat that the enemies can only see their movements as well. I don't know if you've gone over that before or not. Can only see their movement as well. Oh, you're saying that, so the enemies, they have Fog of War as well. Yep, and they can't see past their movement plus 1 square. So they can't, so in this case it's not a big, it doesn't mean anything because this Goblin Knight can see everybody except for sort of our rear guard and Callens. And maybe the Griffin Rider. But yes, that is worth noting. Man, this is just chaotic. We have finally found you. Okay, so that's our guard coming in to help us. We have yet to see men, and I need to know where they are. There they are! Charge! Except that he can't actually see me. I'm gonna move a little bit closer. Yeah, like that. I don't want to attack at night. I should finish this guy off. And then we'll try and heal him. As many of these guys as we can keep alive, we want to keep alive. But it's no skin off our back if some of them die. The most important thing is that Conrad keeps moving forward. Yep, and now they have engaged over there. We're going to keep these four together. Ooh, these are some of my favorite units. Shock Troopers. Oh, you think that the guy who was saying, "Ah, we see them," was talking about the orcs. Okay, I buy that. Shock Troopers are some of my favorite units, even though they're so bad. They're the definition of a tank. Luckily, hopefully these guys are going to engage with each other and not bother us. We just need to make sure that we are not the easy target. Somehow we became the easy target. Oh, no, 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 no. Our forces are nigh. Do not lose hope. Thank you. We get another guardian, sort of. Alright, we gotta clear a path here. What I'm really upset about is our paladin being as hurt as he is, because he's part of our healers. Turtle for a turn? You think? We only have 8 turns. I don't think we can afford to turtle. I think at the very least our core needs to keep moving. Yeah, the healer can't quite reach. think we just gotta keep moving. Lasar's initiative ability is really interesting here, and it's not something I noticed in previous playthroughs, but it gives everyone, all adjacent friendly units, first strike. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Attacking Delphador, really? Ah, right, there's our Outrider that we trained up so hard in the last scenario. Why would you poison? Why would you do that? Dumb. I think I'm seeing your point about the Avenger being better, because generally we're not engaging any unit we engage in. We want to kill that turn, otherwise we want to keep moving. So poison doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Backstab does, but we haven't found a good use for that yet. That was pathetic. That'll just level him up. Fuck. Use Lasar to finish him and then Conrad runs. Because that might push us through all the combat that's happening, actually. If we can do that. Can Callens finish? No. Can only do 35 damage. Actually, can only do 30, not 35. Yeah, no, actually I like that. Conrad's got his magic sword. He's the one that needs to get into the forest. Hopefully, from here on out, it's pretty much home sailing. Home free. And that allows me to do this and kill him without leveling him up. Because he's so close to level up. Oh, it's so close. Alright, this is a level 2, right? So this will not level him up. Hit him once. And then kill him. Get you healed and cured, and we're doing a small turtle. Why does it show that I've got a red unit right there? I don't control you. Oh, purple. That's purple. That's why. It's not a house. It's a purple unit. I've got houses turned off. Yeah, they're all units. Alright. Alright, we lost Another orcish or elvish scout. Not the oh, Delphador got hurt. Delphador got real hurt. There you are. You must come quickly east to Lintier. We are on our fucking way. Look at that. Look at that. They were surrounding and killing someone. Yes, the concealed boy did save Delphador. And like usual, he can't hit worth shit. Everyone else just needs to stay the fuck alive. And keep moving generally forward. That shields most of my important folks. With the exception of... But I don't know that there's a good way to do... No, because that's not good, because that leaves Delphador exposed. Delphador is more important than our Elvish Sylph, as much as I want the Sylph to stay alive. Sure, just hit your 30%. That's fine. I'm not mad, you're mad. This is what happens when there's chaos. Looks like the elves are keeping the armies of men. And look, he's just like, we are going to protect you. I like that. Alright, Delphador, get the fuck out of there. Alright, we are back in the GTFO mode. This went a lot smoother than you remember it going to Smartus. Yeah, honestly, same. Honestly, big same. I think we were smart with choosing units that have only high movement. And then, a fair amount of luck. I'm not going to pretend that there's not luck involved here. Rude. Alright, that's good. They're literally just going to surround me. Which would work if they went right after me, but they go right before me. Conrad, you have made it to the domain of the North Elves. Continue moving east and let the elves guard your rear. Yeah, so we need to actually make it to the Citadel. Yeah, they're oddly useless. Yeah, it's just like their algorithms don't make a whole lot of sense because I move immediately after them. Like, if they moved immediately after me and before the enemies, that would make a whole lot of sense. But they don't. Oh, the concealed rear guard here. The elves are doing a remarkable job keeping the humans at bay. Considering how under-leveled they are. Fuck! That's a level 4! The human armies are beefy. Both of these armies have really experienced troops, which I would not want to deal with. Elf friends, you have made it to safety. Elran, we have the Sceptre of Fire with us. We must escort them to Syria. Indeed, we will escort you to our capital, where we will make council. We win! Yay! Apparently we didn't need to make it all the way. We just needed to make it in there and survive for a turn. Alright, folks. We'll go ahead and do the story elements first thing next time. Thank you all so very much for hanging out. I do really appreciate it. And I will look forward to potentially finishing this campaign on Friday with you guys. And if not, definitely by next week, we'll have this done and over with. Which is really, really great, actually. There were maybe 3 scenarios so far that have caused us a lot of trouble. And then outside of that, we've been pretty decent at this. Which makes me feel good about the fact that I can actually play this game. Aha! Yeah. Yeah, on the most challenging difficulty too, which feels real good. Feels real good. I don't know exactly what's next. Honestly, probably a couple of weeks of less streaming in general because I'll be moving and I need to get some work done. But eventually we'll be back. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, that is conversation for another time. Thank you, everyone who has tuned in. All 3 of you that are still here. If you don't already follow the channel, please give me a follow. It lets you know the next time I go live. So if you're enjoying this content, you can see more of it. And it helps me grow as a streamer and all that jazz. Twitch takes me a little bit more seriously if I have more followers. I'm meeting all of their thresholds for the next tier of being a Twitch streamer, except having enough followers. So would kind of like it if I could get a couple more. But anyway, not important. Thank you all for hanging out these last 3 hours. Sorry for being a little late tonight. But all's well that ends well. And let's go raid somebody. Let's see who's on. Nobody that I follow is currently online. So I guess we won't be raiding anyone. And I'm just going to say goodnight. Thank you all again. Catch you all tomorrow for XCOM from 1 to 4, where we continue that playthrough. Bye-bye, friends.